Hello, and welcome back to the Pokemon Lab. Today, working on Venusaur. Venusaur is my favorite of the three starters in Kanto, so I'm excited to get into this. This video was pretty good. I think I showcased how strong Venusaur is in Gen 1 very well. This is my third recording of this. The first two times, one time something happened with OBS and it just didn't record the latter half. And then the second time, I accidentally deleted it when I was deleting my messed up recording of Charizard. So it's been a struggle, let me say, the last few days trying to record Charizard and Venusaur. I had to record this one twice, and I had to record the Charizard one, I think, 3 times. And that one got deleted, so I'm gonna have to do that one a 4th time. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get into the Venusaur one so we can get this out of the way. So, rules. Number 1, only using Venusaur, whole run. Number 2, no random encounters, no optional trainers. So I'm only fighting the trainers that I absolutely have to. Obviously, the only optional trainers will be if I need to fight a trainer to get TM. Number 3, I hacked in the items. So I've got max repels, full restores, max elixirs, 3 master balls for the HM Pokemon, and rare candies to level up when I lose a battle. Rule number 4, if I lose, I use a rare candy to level once, and then I take the fight again. The Elite Four works a little bit different. You only use rare candies before the actual fight that I need to. So if I lose against Lance, I'm gonna go back and not use a rare candy, fight Lorelei at the same level, fight Bruno, so on and so forth. And then once I beat Agatha, then I'll use a rare candy. So that's how that works. I don't think I've explained that before, but that's how that works. And then rule number 5, no bicycle. Just walking everywhere, trying to keep it consistent. And then finally, rule number 6, the only items that I'm allowed to pick up are TMs. So obviously these first rival battles in the Oaks lab are really funny because they don't really give you like a great idea of what's going on. Sometimes you either get like incredibly lucky where you're just decimate them like I just did to that Charmander because they only use Growl or Leer or whatever, or it's really close because even though it's a Venusaur, it's still level 5, you know, so it's not very strong. But Brock, super easy. Obviously, you knew there was going to be no problem with Brock. There's really also no problem with Misty. Just kind of rolls through them. That's why a lot of people see that Venusaur is the easiest, which he is. I mean, he starts off with super effective moves to the first 2 gyms, which is a pretty huge leg up. Blastoise is super effective to the first gym and only the first gym, and then obviously Charmander is weak to 1 and 2. Not that Brock has any like rock moves to use on you, but still. I just think Venusaur is cool, 1, and 2, he's actually pretty strong. Like, I don't think people give him enough credit. You'll see later in the video, but I really think he's kind of slept on, especially, at least for Gen 1. I mean, there's a lot of like the Gen 1 fuckery, or like, for lack of a better word, there's a lot of Gen 1 weirdness that kind of helps Venusaur out, like Razor Leaf. When we learn Razor Leaf later, I'll explain that, but there was one obviously the body slam trainer. I don't even really count it as an optional trainer because I get body slam with everybody. It's such a good move. So I got body slam here for the 3rd rival fight on the SSN. And then Surge isn't really going to be a problem. Electric moves are weak on Venusaur. They don't do very much damage, so they really didn't have anything to hurt me with. And body slam does a lot of damage to Pokemon that don't have a whole lot of defense. Giovanni's same story. That's what do you get when you got rock and ground Pokemon? I think the reason that Venusaur is so strong also is that Gen 1, there's not a lot of fire Pokemon. Like you've got 4, you got Vulpix and Ninetales, Growlithe and Arcanine, and then Magmar and Charizard. And that's it. And there's a ton of water Pokemon, like so many. So you got a really high chance of finding a Pokemon that's got that's weak to grass, which makes Venusaur pretty strong. Obviously Erica, same type, so they can't really hurt me either. Then we're moving on to the 4th rival fight, which they don't really get that hard until right at the end there. Like I said, Venusaur is he's just really strong. He's got a good moveset. He's got good sustain. He's got a lot of health. 9 times out of 10, he can find a Pokemon. Once you get, actually go ahead and use Max Elixir right here, because like I said in my, I think the Mewtwo video, if I run out of, I'll use a Max Elixir in a battle just to get my PP back, just because I don't use a Max Elixir every single fight, like after every fight, you know? So sometimes I just forget, and then I'm like, oh no, I ran out of my thing. So that's the item I'll use in battle, but obviously that doesn't really like give me an advantage. In fact, it just kind of gives them a free hit, so I think it's fair. And then we got Koga. Koga really can't do much because Venusaur is grass poison, so poison really doesn't do much. I was kind of worried that he was going to use self-destruct with the wheezing, but he never did. So I just got lucky on that. And then obviously, you know, getting the paralyze after a while helps. I'm not sure why he didn't use self-destruct. He totally could have, but you know, whatever. And then we come to the 5th rival fight in the Silphco. This one is where the rival starts to be able to fight back pretty good. Obviously Pidgeot with wing attack. That's a super effective move. It's pretty strong too. It's not like the strongest, but it's still pretty strong. And then Gyarados, you can use Razor Leaf on Gyarados, and obviously in Gen 1, the weirdness with Razor Leaf is that it crits, it's 100% crit. So it's essentially just like a 110 base power, 95% accurate grass move. So it's pretty strong, and it has, I mean, there's no downside to it. So the only thing that there is kind of a downside is if you were to use like Leer or something, critical hits don't take into effect, or they don't take into account stat moves are missing, so that would be a detriment, but I mean, obviously I don't use Leer, so I don't really have to worry about it. And then I got really lucky, survived with 1 health. Just barely snaked by with that one. Venusaur is pretty strong like that. Like he's got the sustain. If they have like you'll see later, that's the next rival fight, he's got the Rhyhorn and then the Rhydon. The Rhydon is just fodder. Like as soon as he shows up, I can just get all my health back with Mega Drain. Just super easy. And it keeps Venusaur topped up throughout the fight, which is really underrated. And then there's another reason that he's really strong, shows up later, but I won't spoil that. I was kind of worried about Sabrina. Obviously Sabrina can be a kind of a pain, but for some reason it just used Psywave and then Psybeam, which Psybeam does damage, just not I mean, I would not have survived a Psychic, we'll just say that. Like I think even at full health I probably wouldn't have survived a Psychic, because obviously it's super effective to the poison type, so. But hey, he left it, so at least I didn't have to worry about it there. So we make it all the way to Blaine with just 1 rare candy, so I mean, doing really good so far. Obviously you see Blaine is where that streak ended, but we're going strong there for a bit. And if anybody's gonna knock Venusaur out, it's gonna be the one trainer that has all of the fire type Pokemon that are super effective to Venusaur. So it makes sense that he would lose. And then they use the fire spin a lot. I think that's the one thing that Venusaur really doesn't have. He doesn't have a whole lot of speed, so they get faster than him, especially like, I mean, obviously Rapidash is going to be way faster than Venusaur, but they get that fire spin off, and then the fire spin just kind of messes you up. But I'm like getting full health pretty good. Obviously Arcanine just slaps me from full health, because I mean, what are you going to do against an Arcanine stab Fire Blast that's like 120 base power and does a crap ton of damage? So yeah, it's Fire Blast again. But then doing pretty good going in here. I hate that they use those potions after the fact. It's kind of weird. Another little Gen 1 weirdness. Then I get the Paralyze on the Arcanine, and and then a lucky miss with the Fire Blast. And hey, I'll take it. Then obviously Giovanni's going to be super, super easy. Don't really have to worry about him all that much. Razor Leaf everything to death. Trio, Razor Leaf. Nidoqueen, she can take it, but not well. Same thing with Nidoking. Takes it, but I mean, what is he going to do? He poison stings me for 2 health, and then right on 1 shot. So now, final rival fight before he becomes champion. This one also gave me a little bit of trouble. Like I said, Venusaur he starts off really great. It's got a great early game, and then he slows down a little bit. I will still say that he is pretty dang strong. So it's just you got a lot going against you, especially with the rival. Where the rival's got the Pidgeot, the Alakazam, and the Charizard. That's 3 like highly super effective types against grass and poison. So you kind of has the worst team for a Venusaur. And then the Execute, so bulky, and he resists. Obviously, he resists the Razor Leaf and stuff because he's grass type. So kind of hard to take him down. He can whittle you down a little bit, which just puts you in range for a Flamethrower or Fire Blast. Or I guess, I don't think the Charizard has a Fire Blast, but he's got Flamethrower, which is... Flamethrower is good enough, let me tell you. So, and then the first few times I didn't actually Mega Drain off the Rhyhorn, but you see right there, like, you just hit him with a Mega Drain and they're done, you know? It's simple. And then at this point I was just kind of waiting to die because I knew I wasn't going to get past with my current build here. I needed Venusaur's other secret weapon in order to secure my victory, but I'll get it at level 55, so won't be long. Try again. Probably should have just Razor Leafed the Gyarados twice. It says it's not effective, but it's just normal effectiveness because it's water flying, so he's super effective in the water, but he's not effective with the flying, so it just cancels it out to be 1 times effectiveness. So it's not actually like not effective, but it doesn't do enough. I wish it would do more. Obviously, I still think it's better than Body Slam. But yeah, you see the secret weapon here, Sleep Powder. Sleep Powder is so strong. For a 75% accurate move to put the Pokemon to sleep, I mean, you get it off, you got like a perfect amount of turns to just destroy pretty much anybody. And so just to show off how strong Venusaur really is, I'm showing you from the moment I walked in to the Elite Four, and I'm going to show you just how far Venusaur gets on his first try. So we go against Lorelei, which obviously you'd think Lorelei would be tough too with ice type moves. Ice is super effective with grass, but man, that Razor Leaf, that stab, super effective. Basically, like, what is it, like 180 base power Razor Leaf with stab, with the 50% extra from stab and 110 base power from always getting a crit. And then the only Pokemon that I was really worried about was the Lapras, but he just goes to sleep. Night, Lapras. Bruno's cheese, obviously. I don't think really any Pokemon is going to struggle. Any fully evolved Pokemon is going to struggle against Bruno. Like maybe Gengar if he can't hit them with his ghost moves, but like surely Gengar has some other moves that he can use that aren't ghost type. I imagine he's gonna be able to learn it like Psychic or Side Wave or something, Side Beam. Agatha is usually a pain because you're seeing how much damage I can do against Agatha, but you just can't beat that sleep powder, man. That sleep powder is so strong. Got reverse slept there. Luckily, I woke up that first turn. There's a chance that you can just wake up immediately in Gen 1, which is nice. Obviously, later gens, they change that, so you have to sleep for at least, I think, 2 turns. It's either 2 or 5 turns. But Gen 1, you can either wake up immediately or you can stay asleep for like, I want to say, way more than 5. I feel like I've definitely been asleep for longer than 5 turns before. But I may just be imagining things. Yeah, Agatha down. Keep in mind, Venusaur came into this at level 56. Even Mew had to be a level, I think, 58 when he started the Elite Four. Might have to go back and check that video and see. But I feel like Venusaur is even giving Mew a run for his money. I was trying to Mega Drain here just to get my health back because I was worried about the Aerodactyl, because the Aerodactyl has flying moves, so I didn't, and then Hyper Beam. So if I got a Wing Attack Hyper Beam combo, it probably wouldn't work very well. So I wanted to make sure I was 100% health for that boy. And then yeah, I mean, you saw what Bite and Takedown did. Imagine a Wing Attack, super effective Wing Attack, and then a Hyper Beam. And then Dragonite gets slept. So we're already at the champion. First try. No cuts. No nothing. Just straight up battle prowess. Baby. Venusaur's dope. I want it to be known throughout the land. Nobody talks shit about my boy Venusaur anymore. He was not as bad as you remember him. You think that would be done, right? Oh yeah, see the Alakazam throw out the Psychic and you're like, oh, that's it. Nope. Nope. Bye-bye, Rhydon. Give me all my health back. Executor, go sleep. Give me some health back. I definitely wanted to be 100% health for Charizard, because I mean, even if like a full health freaking Fire Blast, I'm not living that. Yeah, I feel like that's a range. Put him to sleep. I was like, 91 is not enough health, so put him to sleep, and then yeah, and then he Dragon Raged me, so I was like, crap. That's kind of one of the downfalls of playing at 4 times speed. You don't have as much time to react, especially when you're just hitting the turbo button. And then bam. So I got the very last Pokemon. First try. And then I lost a few times. Used a couple more rare candies. 2 of those deaths I didn't use rare candies because they were the one against Agatha I didn't use, and then the first time I lost Lorelei I didn't use a rare candy because I just felt like they were a bit unlucky. Like I got the first the first Lorelei loss, I got frozen twice, so I had to deal with that, which sucked. And there's no way to get out of freeze in Gen 1. You have to use an Ice Heal or a full restore or a full heal. Like, you can't just thaw naturally. So that's a real setback. And then the Agatha one, she confused me and then put me to sleep and a bunch of stuff. So just kind of unlucky. Felt like it wasn't necessarily Venusaur's fault, and he could have made it through without having that issue. More often than not. The Agatha fight is a little inconsistent, obviously, because I have to put the Gengars to sleep, and then they can do quite a bit of damage. She uses a lot of those super potions, which was really annoying. And then the Confused Ray. So there's a lot of luck in her kit, you know, with the Confused Ray and the Hypnosis Dream Eater combo. It could go really, really well, like how she's using Dream Eater without putting me to sleep first, so it does nothing. Or it could go really crappy, where they just constantly hitting you with Confused Rays. You know, Golbats hits you with Confused Ray, and then he comes out, and then Arbok glares you, and then you're paralyzed, and then Gengar confuses you again when you get out of confusion the first time. And so it's just kind of a crapshoot with Agatha. So I try not to use rare candies on her, because I feel like if I win, then it was just good luck. If I lose, it was bad luck, and there's really no getting around it. I could be level 65 and probably still lose to her, you know, if you just get really bad luck. And it's pretty easy to get bad luck when she confuses you 6 times in a fight and puts you to sleep and Dream Eaters and, you know, all that stuff. So back here again. He's annoying, but he can't really hit me at all. That's the one nice thing. Because he's got the smart AI, meaning if he's got a super effective move, he's gonna use it, even if that super effective move is agility and does no damage to me. If that's all he's got, that's what he's using. Normally, I'm not worried about Dragonite either. Dragonite uses agility, but also I didn't want Dragonite just to keep using Barrier, because he does do that. He can also hit you with Slam. Sometimes he hits you with Slam, but it's not very often. Usually it's just agility and Barrier, which you don't really want, because Barrier just makes that so much harder. It wasn't looking good straight off, but obviously we get all our health back from Rhydon. Thank you, Rhydon, for the contribution to the cause. And we're bonking. Oh, got put to sleep myself, but luckily Barrage does 0 damage. And he only got a 3 turn, which is nice. And there's that immediate wake up. Happens to them too, so man. If it happens to me one time, then who am I to say no to that? And here we go. Sleep Powder, Body Slam, Body Slam, Body Slam. And that's it. So Venusaur wins, level 62. Defeats the champion. Moving on. Put some spec on my boy's name. He's too cool for school. 11 rare candies. Tied for second lowest. The 324 is high, I will say. But my thing is, the time is the least concern to me, because I'm playing in 4 times speed. So every second that I waste is 4 seconds in game. So if I say, you know, if I say I forget to open up the menu and I get distracted by the kids or something like that, when I'm in that quick menu where the screen goes blue and you see all my like save state and all that stuff, whenever I do that, obviously the time stops ticking. It pauses the emulator, but sometimes I forget to do that. And so like even 30 seconds, that's 2 minutes of runtime that I just added by getting distracted for 30 seconds and not quick menuing. I try to be consistent because I want the time to count, but I did get distracted a lot with Venusaur. It was my fourth time trying to record, and so I was doing it while my kids were awake. There was a lot of like stuff that just kind of got in the way, and I don't want that to count against Venusaur. It probably would have been much lower. It probably would have been somewhere around like Dragonites, like 312. He still does stuff slow, like, and I honestly think that if I hadn't got distracted and I just played the whole thing straight through, it probably Venusaur would have came in underneath Dragonite in terms of time. But I just, the time compounds. My big thing is I want to look at the level and I want to look at the rare candies. And Venusaur came in at the third highest level, or third lowest level, sorry. So, you got Mewtwo. He was literally one level above Mew at the very end. And then you got 11 rare candies, so tied for Blastoise. And the only reason Blastoise is lower is because he was just a higher level when he beat the Elite Four. So I think for that reason, Venusaur beats out Blastoise. And then we'll check in with Charizard next time and see where he lands on the booth. I'm gonna guess probably either in between them two or below Blastoise, honestly. We will see what happens in the next one. Hopefully I can actually get this Charizard video recorded so that I can edit it and get it to you guys. But if you guys leave a like, subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know what you thought. If you hate Venusaur and you think I'm just boosting him because I love him, then hey, fair, say it. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one.